Dana Stevenson. And this is my audience.
Hi.
Okay. I know we all have an opinion on religion. In this case, religion in school. Do you think that religion should be allowed in schools? I know for me that I think it should. I think that we should have the choice. I don't think it should be pushed on anyone, but I think it should be a choice for everyone. As the Department of Education states, the Supreme Court has repeatedly held that the First Amendment requires public school officials to be neutral in their treatment of religion, showing neither favoritism nor hostility against religious expressions such as prayer. I am holding my Bible. It's hard to see, but here's my Bible. I know that I think that this should be an acceptable book in the schools. Do you? I can remember when I was a little girl and we had Christmas parties at school. Now my children have holiday parties. They're not allowed to celebrate Christmas parties because of it being a Christian religion. Do you think this is right? From what I have found, religion is more accepted in schools these days as it was 20 years ago, which is hard to believe because I remember having these parties. How was my school having religion at the holiday time or even other times? I have one more thing to show. Simple cross. Should your child be allowed to wear this? I think yes. And in most schools today, this is acceptable. There are many reasons why you should be allowed to have religion in school, and I'll tell you why. First, it's your constitutional right to have the freedom of religion. Students still have this at school, as well as freedom of speech, religious or non-religious. The laws state that the school systems must be neutral regarding religion, neutral being the key word there. They cannot persuade students, but students have the right to freely practice their religious views and their religion at school. Second, it's very hard to teach social studies without having religion. This is a hard topic for educators. Over the years, it's been hard to tell whether or not they can teach religion. Educators try to separate church and state. However, when teaching, this can be a big issue. Most educators, especially social studies teachers, know that this is important in teaching this subject. Think about the parts of history that religion has to be included in. As Jeff Passay and Laura Willocks state in their article, Teaching Religion in America's Public Schools, a Necessary Disruption, how can you teach things such as the Crusades, religious persecution, and the formation of India and Pakistan? So now that we know this, it's so important for these religious events to be taught in school and for our children to learn these events. And let teachers know that teaching this is the right thing to do and that we want this as parents and as a student as well. I think that as Americans, we need to think back on why our country was founded. Many European groups came here first to settle in North America because of religious persecution. How would they feel if this couldn't be taught here? I think that we need to understand others' views on religion and let people practice what they want and allow their children to have their own views in school as well, to be able to pray if they want to, express religious views in a question if they're asked in school. During colonial times, leaders wanted to form a state religion, but others worried that this would take away from individual freedoms, limit individual freedoms. Therefore, the founders of our country wanted to create a constitution that was neutral to our views on religion. neutral being the key word here. With the Bill of Rights, the term freedom of religion became the official policy for our new nation. The first public schools were not created until the late 1800s, which I found really hard to believe. And they were specifically a Protestant way of thinking. This caused the government to create the Establishment Clause, giving schools certain rules on how not to endorse a specific religion. This caused many schools to just give up completely, to not celebrate holidays, to not have holidays with religious themes, and to not teach religion altogether. This is disappointing. We need religion in our schools, if not only just for teaching. And actually, Charles Haynes states in his article on getting religion right in public schools that we have more student religious expression and more study about religious expression and in the public schools today than at any time in the last 100 years. This is encouraging to me and also for others very hard to believe. In defense to the opposing side, those who think that religion should not be allowed in school, there are a few reasons that they believe in. One thing is that religion doesn't need to be taught in school because it isn't needed in social studies classes, which I don't agree and find hard to believe. It's also hard for teachers to teach religion because they don't have the knowledge to teach religion. Because of our religious diversity in America, it can sometimes be hard to know every religion. Also, they believe that religion pushed on them and their children, and they don't want this. Another reason that many want religion out of the schools is because teachers are afraid of teaching religion because they worry about what they could get in trouble for. They don't want to do the wrong thing. They have a lot of public negativity towards this. There are many rules to religion and prayer in public schools. As educators, this could be a daunting task to have to remember and follow these rules and make sure that schools follow and that teachers follow as well. Teachers and school officials are not allowed to do anything that has to do with religious activities at their school, other than in the social studies realm. They cannot lead in prayer, read from the Bible, or any other religious activity they might use in their daily life. However, students are able to do this freely. Students may read from their Bibles during free time, pray before a meal. They may even have a Bible study at recess or during lunch. Teachers and administrators cannot do this type of activity while they are here at work. However, during lunch or before or after school, they can discuss religious activities or even pray. So we have come a long way over the years. Religion is becoming more involved in schools than 20 years ago. I think that this is important. People need to be able to believe in what they want and express those with others. I do think that schools are right in not pushing their religious views on others. I think that the government is doing a good job allowing children to have religious expression and freedom. I hope this continues and can even improve. Thank you so much for coming. Show my audience again.